stop number 16 on the Castrol GTX Cup Series brings us to the twisty, turny 2.2-mile road course that is Sonoma. As we are here for the running of the Eric Medlen Castrol Syntec 350K. Going to be a great race here today on this twisty, turny track here. The second of the 3 road courses we'll bring to you here in the Castrol GTX Cup Series. We were already in a road course at California at Riverside Raceway. Sonoma will be the second, and the third one will be a little bit later on at Watkins Glen. So with that said, let's get to racing here today. On the pole, it's Jessica Shelton and the number 9 Mel Gear Ford. 2 wins already this season for her. Alongside of her, looking for his first win of the season, is Joshua Collard, the number 43 STP Dodge. Row number 2 has the number 42 Meliella Chevrolet of Kyle Matthews. He'll be alongside number 31 Dylan Poteet, the Mom and Pop's Chevrolet number 31. He won here in season 5. Dylan Young, the next row down, number 2 Miller Genuine Draft Ford, alongside Nathan Hudson, the 33 Skull Bandit Chevrolet. Trevor Reinhardt, the GM Goodwrench Service Chevrolet number 3, and alongside of him, Charles Sammer, the DuPont NASCAR 2024. And then it's Keith Batson, number 20 Texaco Haviland Ford, number 28, and beside him, it's Trent Dunham, the number 1 Skull Classic Ford. Then next round is Joshua Osborne, and the next side Ford number 99, and beside him, the Interstate Battery is 18 of Matt McIntyre. Man's been given the fire the engine, so as we are set for 12 laps of racing here today at Sonoma, as 2 of the road course aces in the Inter 2003 had the front row. Jessica Shelton, the number 9 Mel Gear Ford, and beside her, the STP Dodge of Joshua Collard. Bill Elliott Motors here, Melling Racing against here, Melling Bill Elliott Racing alongside Richard Petty Motorsports. Has the front row. You got a pair of Chevys there on the second row down. As they come to the start finish line, the green flag waves here. Let's get started ready for some wild and wacky road course racing. Here we go at Sonoma. Now we saw last season that turn 8A, I think, is your trouble spot, no question. Especially considering the fact that you get side by side on that and going in that turn. Now we'll see if that has any effect in this season here at Sonoma. And we will be keeping an eye on these cars to see how they go by. Right now, Collard has pulled up to the lead on Shelton right now as they go down. Shelton all over the back of Collard's bumper. And here they go, going into that turn they go right now. And Matt McIntyre's off on the course, and so is Trent Dunham. Nobody else has spun off on that turn. And Keith Batson and Mason Powers has had trouble. Joshua Osborne's damaged up a bit. And Matt McIntyre giving a little bumper tag to Mason Powers as Keith Batson and Max go 3 wide in that turn at Sonoma. You can't do that, especially not in a hairpin. Gosh, that would have been the finish right there. Oh! I saw that coming right there. McIntyre off in the wall again. Batson's damaged up again badly. And no second, that might just put McIntyre right out of the race right there. That little dick move. But he and Trent Dunham got together battling for, I believe, for the 11th spot when this happened. And as we said, turn 8A is the trouble spot. And they tend to want to crash there quite a bit as McIntyre and Dunham both got into the wall pretty good. And there is where Trent got off in the grass a little bit right there. Now, I don't know what happened there with Mason Powers and Keith Batson, as well as Joshua Osborne. Batson and Osborne started up in the head of the field as well. And Seth Cole got up in the sand as well. It's really more of a sandy runoff area than it is a dirt runoff at Sonoma. Yeah. It didn't take long for Batson and Osborne to get in trouble right at the start of the race. Let's take a look at the far chase view. That's never failed us yet. Batson got into Trent Dunham, and let's look at Osborne's view. Osborne hit Trent, and then Osborne got tapped by Seth Cole, and that somehow got... So Osborne didn't do anything to Keith Batson. It was just a separate incident. It just so happened those two got together, which eventually caused them to go 3 wide a little bit going into the turn, which eventually caused them to go in a little incident with... Osborne drove away at this point there. Now watch Keith Batson, Matt McIntyre, and Mason Powers. They got 3 wide going into the turn at Sonoma. That would have been really amazing. That would have been really amazing. It's been a fight to the finish. And then now who won the finish, I have no idea right here between those 3. And it would have been McIntyre winning that battle right there to the line. Watch him and Mason Powers. Yep. Matt drove across Mason's nose and then took Keith Batson with him. And Keith Batson had high hopes here because he started up in the top 10 for this race at Sonoma. He had high hopes for a great finish here today at Sonoma. Unfortunately, it all fell down for Keith. But you can about rest assured he'll bring that car back to Watkins Glen, just not damaged up. Just not. But let's try this again. It's Joshua Collard leading the race here. He's won. I think he's won Sonoma before. I'm not sure. But it's he and Jessica Shelton in the front 2. Dylan Poteet's in 3rd. 4th is Kyle Matthews. 5th is Dylan Young. As the green waves are back underway, your veterans giving the rookies letting the rookies learn a thing or two about road course racing. But here comes Shelton. She's on the inside lane. Her and Collard side by side. Now I think I kind of remember what happened the last time we saw this at Sonoma. They were side by side going into 8A. They both took each other out. I don't know. Shelton's on the inside. Oh, here we go. This may be the same episode. Shelton and Collard side by side into 8A. And she runs Collard off the track. As if to say, not this time, Collard. We're not reckoning together. And Shelton takes the lead. But that was a dirt track save by someone on Joshua Collard. Just basically dirt tracked it on the sandy runoff area, and it was William Duncan who cost the yellow flag this time. We have got to look at it again by Joshua Collard. We have got to. Oh my gosh, that was a save. Now, I don't know what happened there. Let's look at it again as to what happened. It was William Duncan, I think. Was it about this point where he had the crash, I think? Let's see. We saw in 8A where Shelton took Collard into the sandy area. Yep. And Duncan thought he was clear of Ryan Richards, and Duncan hard in the wall he goes. Oh my goodness. just pancaked the side of that number 7 Xerox Ford. And Duncan came in 4th in the points coming in, so Blue Thunder Fan Motorsports taking a hard hit in the points today. But boy, this had to be the save of the day. Watch Joshua Collard 43. He and Shelton were battling. It looks like it's going to be a repeat of last season when they took each other out of the race. Shelton goes up the track, tags Collard. Shelton goes on, and she got in a runoff area herself. But watch Collard just dirt trekking about 85 miles an hour, and still gaining speed through that. I'd say riding the sandy area at 110 miles an hour. That's something right there. But Collard comes back almost beside Dylan Young in the 2. But unfortunately for Joshua Collard, he goes from the lead to 5th. So with that said, we're about to go back to Green Flag Racing again here at Sonoma. Jessica Shelton still out in front, looking for her 3rd win of the season. She won it this season at Martinsville, and she also took the title at Dover. And she has won at Sonoma before herself. So too has Dylan Poteet in the 31. He's in 2nd. And Poteet gave a little tap to the back of Shelton's car saying, "I'm ready, are you?" Now let's do this. Kyle Matthews runs in 3rd position. 4th right now belonging to Dylan Young, and 5th is Joshua Collard. As they come to the start-finish line, the green flag race are back underway. Halfway home, 6 down and 6 to go. And Shelton taking off like John Force on that restart. Dylan Young and Kyle Matthews battling it out in the 2 and the 42. Here comes Collard on the inside of Kyle Matthews, driving the retro Kyle Petty / current Kyle Larson from Darlington paint scheme, as I like to call it. And Shelton is driving off saying goodbye to y'all, and she has opened up the lead over Poteet right now. Let's look at 8A, see what happens there. And Mike Becker and Jesse Henry crash at this portion of the track now. Jessica Shelton will win race back to the start-finish line. Somebody else got off too. Nope, nobody else got off. But poor Mike Becker, his luck has not been very, very good. And they were battling for Becker was running 14th when this happened. He and Jesse Henry in the 17 car were battling it out. Stephanie Gardner getting off the track just a little bit in the 26 car. Yeah, Jesse Henry, he got off in the curb part area right in front of Gene Sanford in the 94. And both them, Jesse Henry backs it hard in the wall in the 17. Becker just pancakes the passenger side of his car. So 2 of the 3 Dodges having trouble here today at Sonoma. So right now, Jessica Shelton continues to lead the race here. 2nd is Dylan Poteet, 3rd Dylan Young, 4th Kyle Matthews, 5th is now Nathan Hudson. Charles Sanford's in 6th position, 7th is Austin Mongold, 8th, Trevor Reinhardt. 9th, Zed Weinstein. 10th is, I believe, Cody Lamas. He's in 10th position. It's the green flag waves. We're back underway here in Sonoma. So far, Jessica Shelton's been the dominant car all day here at Sonoma. Can she hold on in these final 3 laps? Laps for possibly her second Sonoma victory. And I don't know what happened to Joshua Collard. And oh, we got problems. Sky Commons, Mike Becker, Joshua Osborne, and Jesse Henry. Becker and Henry got together again. Osborne, who was in an earlier altercation, he's in his second crash too. And Becker, oh boy. I thought Becker was just going to up and nail Joshua in the back end. And we got Ryan Richards off in the dirt again. As well as Nick Pericles, he's crashed. Dalton Day off in the dirt. And that's just going to about do it here at Sonoma as far as the race is concerned. Oh my gosh, Dougie Shears, what was he thinking? He just nailed the back of Dalton Day and let's send him into Jesse Henry. Oh gosh. Jessica Shelton won respect to the start-finish line, and that may be the race for. And that may be the race. And if that's the case, she's won it. But oh my gosh! And it was not Dougie Shears who hit him, by the way. Neither. It was Jesse Henry in the 17, I think, who hit Dalton Day in the 20. And he and Ryan Richards got together in that 25 car. Dalton gets a little sideways. He corrects it. Now watch Jesse Henry in the 17. He just plows the back of Dalton's car. Dalton slams the wall, ricochets back in the Jesse Henry in the 17. Something tells me Dalton Day and Jesse Henry's going to have words in the garage area over this. But if that wasn't enough for Jesse Henry, though, I mean, well, everything's gone wrong for him. And it turned out Dalton Day got into it with Zed Weinstein. We'll look at that one here in a minute. While we wait for the finish of this one here. And there's where the Holocaust happened right there. Osborne, Becker, Sky Commons, and Jesse Henry crashed. I believe this is in turn 3A, I think. Yeah. And Cody Lamas spun, I believe, looked like in the 50. Yeah, here he was in the 15 car. And there he is, dead center of your screen. Lamas was in 10th position when this happened. He gets hit by the 30 of Trey Campbell. And then Lamas, and then Campbell delivers another punch. And how everybody missed Lamas was beyond me. And then Jesse Henry barely missed him. Jesse Henry barely missed that one, but he did not miss this one here. And look at this, Dougie Shears, Henry, and Osborne, and Becker, they were all 4 wide. Henry comes off the track. Becker nails Osborne. That sent those two. Then Sky Commons hits Jesse Henry. And that caused this little 4-car melee in turn 3A. And as we said, for Jesse Henry, Mike Becker, and Joshua Osborne, that was their second altercation they've been in today. And I thought Mike Becker was so mad at Osborne, I thought that he was going to just up and just ram his butt going into turn 7. right about that. There's where that deal happened, and I think apparently Joshua Collar driving like a man possessed, trying to. He hits Pericles, and that sent Richards bulldozing Pericles into the wall right there. And that's where that deal happened. And now we look at Dalton Day and Zed Weinstein. And there's where that deal happened. And again, it was turned 8A. Dalton Day got the curbing. Weinstein, oh my gosh, Weinstein hard into the wall. And Weinstein is stuck. And Zed was having a good run until he was running 9th when this happened. Unfortunate set of circumstances for those drivers. I tell you, a lot of things happened on that lap, and amazingly enough, 5 cars are out of the race. But she may have been a turn 8A victim the last season at Sonoma with her and Collard, but this time, Jessica Shelton not to be denied at Sonoma, California, as Jessica gets her 2nd win here, but 3rd of the season. Jessica Shelton will take the win here today. Dylan Poteet 2nd, Dylan Young 3rd, Kyle Matthews will be 4th, 5th, Nathan Hudson 6th, Charles Sanford 7th, Trevor Reinhardt, a good run for him, Stephanie Gardner 8th, Austin Mongold will finish 9th, and Jean Sanford will have a great run for her. She'll finish in the 10th position. But it's all about car number 9, Jessica Shelton, as she will take home the title here at the Eric Medlen Castrol Syntec 350K at Sonoma. The number 9, Mel Gear, Melling Racing Ford, will cross start finish line. There it is. Jessica Shelton gets her 3rd win of the season as she takes home the title here at Sonoma. And there's your finishing order here today. We gave you the top 10 already. Average speed 49.733. Whatever. 11th place was Jesse Dalton, matching his car number. 12th was Kyle Austin. 13th, Daniel Voiles. 14th, John Arndt. 15th was Quentin Moore. 16th, Trey Campbell. 17th was Johnny Gardner. 18th, Jonathan Zorlin. 19th, Seth Cole. And the defending champion of this race, by the way, as a matter of fact, Seth is. And Tony Green will come home 20th. And then on down to the rest of the finishers here. Joshua Collard, who led the first part of the race, somehow had problems and ended up 33rd, 2 laps down. And Trent Dunham with his early altercation, he had a good starting spot. He ended up 34th. So some of these drivers not catching a good break here as far as trying to get a good finish here today, but nonetheless, but for Jessica Shelton, she gets her 3rd win of the season as she takes the Mel Gear Ford number 9 to the championship here today at Sonoma, race win rather, and she's now the 2nd driver to win 3 races this season, only to Pichu Lennon as well. And guess what? Shelton is up in the lead now in the points now at 4 over Zach Flickinger, heading into Kentucky Speedway, the next stop on the tour for the Quaker State 400. Daniel Voiles currently 3rd position, Johnny Gardner in 4th, 5th is Pichu London, 6th Dougie Shears, William Duncan 7th, Kyle Matthews 8th, Cody Lummis 9th, and Quentin Moore currently in 10th position. And see where the rest of y'all are running right now. Seth Cole now enters the top 20. He's in 20th position right now in the points. And on down to the rest of runners right now in the points as of now. And several drivers having some good pick-me-ups in the points chase in the last few races as of right now. So, with that said, we head on to the next race on the tour. We'll be at Kentucky Speedway for the Quaker State 400. Don't miss it.